So welcome to Duncan's Mills and Poets Corner Bookshop. I'm Stephanie, and I did not have a lifelong dream of opening up a bookshop, as most people think. It came out of an idea during the pandemic when I would walk through Duncan's Mills every day, and I sat on that bench over there. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be nice to have a little writing studio at this time? And this little space was open, it was empty, and I had this little vision in my head that this made a really beautiful writing studio. And that's where the idea started. And then the voices in my head started to talk like you're in a shopping village. You can't have a writing studio. And what are you going to do with writing studio? You're not even published. And, you know, all of this negative, the negative mind starts to come in. Are you familiar with the negative mind that starts to come in?
Never.
Right? Never. Right? It doesn't exist in anybody's mind, right? But then the positive mind started saying, well, what would your writing studio look like? And then I started to dream a little bit, and the dream was, well, I would have journals, and I'd have my books, and I'd have some of my favorite pens, and I started kind of like picturing what my writing studio would look like, and then the other voice would be like, yeah, well, you're still in a shopping village, right? And so these voices kept going back and forth, but then the positive mind said, yeah, but that sounds like a bookshop. And then that idea started to evolve. And the negative mind was still there, needling me, saying, well, that's a silly idea. It's a bad time to open a bookshop. All the bookshops closing. But then the positive mind just kept saying, I think people are going to want to come together again. I think people are going to want to turn pages again. This isn't going to last forever. And so again, that little idea, with all of the back and forth voices in my head, turned into an opportunity, and that opportunity then turned into Poets Corner Bookshop. Every day I put a little drop in the bucket, and then that bucket turned into a pail of water, and then I started walking around with that, and it made sense. So it was termed Poets Corner Bookshop because, well, I had two names. It was Bianca's Bookshop. Bianca is my little chihuahua. She's resting right now. She'll come out for her cameo performance. But Poets Corner started to take the lead because I did some time in my undergraduate degree program. I was able to study abroad, and I went to Oxford University and studied at Keble College, where I focused on medieval and Renaissance studies, and would take trips into London. And there's a little place there called Poets Corner in Westminster Abbey, where there are many, many writers buried there that many literature lovers would go and pay homage to the writers. So that's where Poets Corner, although it was supposed to be Poets apostrophe, not Poet apostrophe, but a little glitch there. But now it's Poets Corner, and now it's the Poets Corner gathering with all of you. So the Poets Corner Bookshop does not have just poetry. It has lots of different genres and children's and fiction and used and new and all the other little visions that I had in my head that my writing studio was going to be. And here we are today. So that's the little Cliff's Notes version of the experience, and I'm really grateful and joyful to have all of you here sharing your heart and your passion and your words. And without any further ado, who do I introduce next? Cher.
So welcome everyone. We're in for a treat with wonderful writers from the Literary Cafe. We meet on Zoom every Friday to share our passions, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. Welcome.
So thank you all for showing up. And I get to introduce the first person who's going to read, and that's Daniel Celador. He is a musician, artist, and writer in Sebastopol. He's played the oboe for most of his life. He's had a wonderful career as a professor of oboe at Sonoma State. He has a wonderful multiracial extended family and many close friends. Daniel also has an album of oboe music called Oboe Potpourri, It is available on iTunes and Spotify. And he writes a wonderful blog. Is available to you at readmylips.blogspot.com. And read is R-E-E-D, honoring his oboe and his constant reed making. Daniel.
Thank you.
I also would like to thank all of you who are not related to the people in the writing group for coming today. Both of you, thank you. No, and okay, this is called An Oboist Guide to Plumbing, and it has a subtitle: How many Jesus Christ does it take to install a kitchen faucet? My Aunt Esther always said that my Uncle Lou taught her parakeet to swear. Every time he left my place, she said, my parakeet would fly around the room saying, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. My Uncle Lou was forever chomping on an unlit cigar. It bounced up and down whenever he swore. It increased the effectiveness of his swearing, since communications are enhanced by a combination of auditory and visual signals. I have to report that my Aunt Esther's parakeet never did master the art of keeping an unlit cigar in its mouth. And I personally don't smoke, but I have formed the habit, like my Uncle Lou, of swearing when I find myself in frustrating physical situations, like plumbing. I was recently struck by the comment of my old friend and accomplished pianist, Mark Ostin. He posted an update about his plumbing adventure on Facebook. He said his accomplishment in the field of do-it-yourself plumbing for him was the equivalent of the moonshot. I can imagine this. Roger that, Mark. This is Houston. Congratulations on your EMA, your extra musical activity. For my own plumbing adventure, Houston was the local hardware store in the small town of Occidental. I dutifully showed them the situation and pictures on the smartphone. They congratulated me all around. Most of their customers tried to describe plumbing situations by using the limited tools of the English language accompanied by hand gestures. It's this thingy under the sink. After a short discussion with one of my two hardware advisors, one addressed the other one as Horatio. And so I picked up on this and I saw it was a reference to Shakespeare. I said, that's Hamlet. Hamlet's a tragedy. And the guy said, all plumbing is tragic. When I got back to the realities on the ground, I discovered the hot and cold water shutoff valves needed replacing. Alas, poor Yorick, the tragedy had begun. Horatio supplied the parts and the installation advice. I resumed my unlikely position under the sink in a small and awkward space designed specifically for mice who don't turn large and long-handled wrenches, and they don't got a need for no stinking torque. 3 spills and 2 trips to the hardware store, and one wife injured from taking a fall later. I am on the verge of completing my own do-it-yourself plumbing job. Is this not tragedy? In the course of the job, and that's a biblical reference, I discovered that many of the cleverly manufactured parts were actually the offspring of dogs because of my language. I could use one of my Uncle Lou's cigars to enhance the effect of my language, but I don't smoke. Hey Mark, how's that moonshot going for you? So that is the Oboist Guide to Plumbing. A serious piece. And let's see what else I have for you. I have something else. I know it. I'll just find it. Oh. I'll give you one more. This is called Your Birthday. It's in honor of your birthday, whenever your birthday is. Is it your birthday, Anne-Marie?
It was last week.
Nice.
Mine today. Oh, you're still.
It's always Neil's birthday. Your birthday.
That's why.
There is a singularity at the Big Bang, the potential of every happy birthday to you. There is a black hole at the center of galaxies, the galactic singularity. If you go there, your physical self dissolves into the perfect balance of no birthdays whatsoever. There is an uncollapsed waveform awaiting your decision. What do you want for your birthday? Would you like E = MC²? Or do you prefer it round? Or maybe sauteed with forest fungi? There is a diversity of mind-boggling cosmic proportions, galaxies in the trillions, stars in quadrillions, planetary septillions. Or do you prefer to carnival with Brazilians? The great consciousness innate manifests infinite real estate and endless birthdays to celebrate, and loves all of it, and your birthday, and you. There is a singularity at the Big Bang, the potential of every single happy birthday to you. There is a black hole at the center of galaxies, the galactic singularity. And if you go there, your physical self dissolves into the perfect balance of absolutely no birthdays whatsoever. Thank you very much. I will now introduce the queen of the poetry group, Anne-Marie, a retired nurse.
Thank you, one and all.
A retired nurse who spent her career in ICUs and hospices. She has lived in a number of different states, I won't say which, finally settling in NorCal over 30 years ago. She has a wealth of friends and family. Her poetry books include Life Through Death-Colored Glasses, Flawed Jewels, From Nowhere to Now Here, and The Journey Toward Wholeness. They're all available through Amazon. I think some of them are here, aren't they? Yeah, some are here. Anne-Marie?
For all the poems, and if you want to clap, you can clap at the end.
Okay.
Or now, if you want, Neil, just to be rude. My first poem is called Why I Poetize. Poetry matters. In times of collapse and chaos, it captures what cannot be spoken directly, provides a prism through which we can see the invisible. As the larger story of the world unfolds, Nero's fiddle plays brightly, and poets write eulogies to the planet. In my personal story, poetry provides hope, helps me turn the redemptive process of pain into something exquisite. The next poem is called Enough. I don't understand the world, the country I live in, its angers, griefs, failures are difficult to bear. A chorus of pain rises from the people, the animals, the planet itself, and we seem deaf. I feel helpless, disempowered, as evil and greed run rampant. I do what I can, but it never seems enough. Not enough to alleviate suffering, not enough to change anything, not even enough to feel better. Is it possible we are living through the death throes of patriarchy, and therefore bearing witness to the beginning of what is to come? As the old order crumbles, its debris provides the stepping stones to create the path for the next step on the journey toward wholeness. Do caterpillars know? Do caterpillars know when they dissolve into primordial soup that something wonderful is happening? Do they mourn the loss of their fuzzy bodies, their ability to wiggle, not realizing they are about to fly? Do they feel the terror we feel as we watch all we know morph into something new and strange? We in this pupal state of change cling to the familiar and try to force a premature birth of what is to come. which, like the butterfly, will arrive in due time. Court jester. God is a court jester, constantly showering us with diversions for our entertainment. Viruses, plagues, disasters, sunsets of such magnificence, oceans, babies, butterflies. Everywhere you look, a new wonder to behold. We, who like categories, label this one an apple blossom good. This one an earthquake bad. But all these diversions, there to prove that love is the only constant. This is called When I Can Remember. When I lose myself in illusion, fear emerges from the fog, scattering suffering, scarcity, and loss everywhere. I can feel the suck of the drift pulling me deeper into the conversation that most people think of as sanity. But when I can remember that only love is real, I see truth laughing gently at all my fears. This one's called Earthquakes. It registered 8.0 on the Richter scale of heartbreaks. The bridge that connected us swayed dangerously in the roaring winds of change. A tsunami of tears filled the gulf in my heart. The rescue squad searched the debris for intact dreams, but there were no survivors. Pieces of you. It has been so long, decades now. Pieces of you are hard to recall. Oh, not your dancing green eyes and your ridiculous sense of humor. Do I imagine you differently now? Have longing and memory altered essential details? Do the mysteries and missing pieces really matter? Perhaps time flows back and forth, and you are really on your way to me, reminding me that the part of you that was mine still is. And the last one is called Ordinary Day. Kind of like today, ordinary and extraordinary at the same time. Running errands, I catch a faint call in the light breeze that flutters past. The ocean singing my name. I turn west, errands abandon, and respond to the call. On a bluff high above the ocean, I am overcome in amazement of an ordinary day. Mesmerizing glint of sunlight on water. The susurrus sound of waves echo the heartbeat of the universe. Bark of seals flopped on the sand. Gossip of gulls, cry of hawks. All speak a language not my own, yet understood. Thank you.
Use the word susurrus again with S at the end.
I'm sorry?
The word you use, susurrus.
Yes. Isn't that the greatest word ever? It's the that waves make. Thank you. And now I have the honor of introducing Cher. Cher Christian is the author of the book Star-Kissed Shadows and co-creator of the CD Sweet Tongue, assorted music and poetry. She hosts the Literary Cafe every Friday and the Women's Open Mic on the first Thursday of every month. Both of these are available on Zoom. Her poetry invites others to revel in the sensuality of life's moments. Cher Christian.
John Christian is a true Renaissance man. A lover of the arts, hubris galore, a lover of nature, music, and beauty expressed in all forms. The versatility of his music is dazzling. He inspires with his depth, sensitivity, and creativity. John is also an excellent writer and possesses a great sense of humor sometimes. I'm just kidding. But of all of his attributes, it is his loving and gracious heart that soars above all the rest. John Christian.
This poem's on my CD with the music. It's got some guitar music. I don't remember if it has keyboard, but anyway.
It's closer to you because...
Okay. This is called Words Ride In. Words ride in like bareback riders on wild stallions, galloping through sea-foamed sand. Elegant Arabians race along the shore, deliver hieroglyphs on papyrus scrolls. Mustang emotions kick, buck with angry snorts. Verbs, bronco busters, bounce, fly off, crash hard, crush shells that leave painful imprints. Feelings sometimes nuzzle words like a gentle mare soft in sea mist of morning. Coax me to write with soothing whinnies and relaxed clip-clops. At times, an old swayback nag with bony ribs stumbles through shallow surf with participles that slip from drooping shoulders, slide cartoon-like to a tumbled heap. Nouns sit tall on proud steeds that prance as in parades, long manes and tails waving, flicking against shiny coats. Adjectives roam on gypsy fillies from distant lands where imagination lives in brightly painted wagons and circles campfires with ancient stories. Conjunctions arrive robed like friars on docile donkeys, pacify material strivings, restore awareness of my connection to all things. Adverbs sit childlike on ponies that circle endlessly in small corrals, then clamor to ride colorful horses up and down on garish beauty of carousels. I cajole equine messengers with sweet oats, apples, soft strokes, and velvet voice. Vow not to use spurs and whips, for I am a word lover, worshiper, smith. My heart is a warm stable of welcome. And let's see, here's some from my book. I like the way Anne-Marie did it, had them all typed up.
Yeah, I figured I would end up dropping everything.
I know, that's the challenge. I thought it was organized. Okay, number 2. This one is called Guess. How would life be if we embraced each moment as if it were a long-lost love, home at last? How would our lives be different if we caress each hour with soft love, welcome each day as a treasured friend, never to be seen again? What would our feelings do if we kissed them like babies, loved no matter if laughing or crying? What would we think of ourselves, called star-kissed shadows? Beloved sister, let's not turn away from each other in fear of being known. I love you with every shining joy and scratchy flaw. You would be less if you always came to me in your idea of perfection. The loveliness of you has been sculpted with light and dark, every shadow star-kissed by divine design. I long to be with you, not in pretense that life has left us untouched, with nothing tugging on aching hearts. Love has joined us, but the choice is ours to connect or not in an earthly beauty that is etched in every line and shines not in spite of challenge, but because of battles won and lost. I want to touch palm to palm, share moments mingling tears and laughter, kisses and congratulations, commiserations. We could fill the emptiness of broken dreams with our tenderness as we revel in shared affection. My heart melts like honey while I brush your hair. I feel your love rise to meet mine as I embrace you and kiss your silky cheek. Beloved, be with me before our faded days are done and we have become dream spirits in others' sleep, no longer able to touch through senses illumined with love, or stand eye to eye in the truth of our hearts. Tip of a leafless poison oak, which bends with her slight weight. The trees are still and await nothing, content to live. Branches drink in the sky, not to take, but to graciously receive and give, simple as breath, in and out. Quiet settles deep like roots underground. I find all is well. And the last one is you can't have everything. You can't have everything, but you can have a tongued velvet kiss beneath tall cedars and oaks flushed with new leaves. You can have a graze of caress up your thigh, the soft brush of summer on honeyed skin. You can have muscles sleek with love and bliss in the buttery sun of morning. You can have birds singing in tree canopies, squirrels that leap, vibrant lobelia and petunias. You can have the fragrance of lavender and lemon thyme crushed between your fingers. You can have a window seat with pillows and books of poetry. There are always your dreams of the writer's studio that overlooks the ocean and delicious words to fill cracks chiseled by disappointment. You can't clean the house with a twitch of your nose and will it to stay pristine, but you can have pineapple chunks of sunshine through your windows, bowls of rosy peaches, nectarines, ripe tomatoes. You can have a doe and two spotted fawns, a fox and her mate, blue jays, hummingbirds and coveys of quail. You can't make parents live forever, though for now you can have the touch of love in your mother's voice, the stories of your father's triumphs that improve each year. You can't force a loved one to stop using meth, but you can send love through sieved holes of darkness. You can't rescue your family from their unhappiness, but you can wipe away their tears and remind them to drink in the fragrant beauty of earth and sky. You can't stop the effects of aging, but you can view heart-soaring mauves and blues of eastern Sierras that sweep from desert expanse, camp beneath mammoth pines. You can thrill with an intake of breath in the sight of a massive bear. The mind's song may wind notes of want, yet you can sing gratitude for moments full of grace. Of course, Neil the Magnificent. Neil Grace throws off his armor to stand unencumbered before the world, delving into subjects that scream for not just understanding, but transcendence. Subjects that liberate and reduce our egos into shimmering lights, like the eyes of a child upon seeing the sea for the first time. Neil's words push us closer to the edge of sanity, for us to glimpse another dimension of what is possible in a world totally strange and wild. His poetry drapes itself around our hopes and fears, leaving us refreshed and reawakened from the false nightmare we may have lived. Welcome, Neil. Yay.
I will read 67 poems. If you get, no, of 1,000 words. If you get bored, raise your hand. There are consequences. I'll read 3 pieces. No one knows what lives inside you. That's my whole presentation. I love the concept of evolution and change and the immutable unfolding of life. Peter Stickney did all the beautiful, this is a book I wrote, we did the photographs. I'll read these 3 pieces. This one is about evolution. Talk in whispers. No one knows what lives inside you. The compilation of ideas and feelings forming the identity to which you attach yourself. No one knows the nuances of self-degradation lodged in the sunless cracks of your secret persona. Nor do they know the fantasies incubating in your heart. Descend deep, deep into the crevices of the self to explore the ruins that once housed a million beings from which you evolved. Shine the small torch of curiosity upon the fossils of mystical bodies whose warm flesh once burned with the fire of life and whose spirits leaped from one incarnation to the next. Jump from the rock holding you in shallow pools of comfort. Throw away the memory codes guiding you back to your former self. Leap without wings into the fathomless space where nothing exists. And when it is all done and you are ready to come out into the day, let us talk in whispers about God. Kind of a self-declaration of how to deal with all the madness and harrowing negativity in the world. I will not be daunted by the pronouncement of profane perversity pulverizing the world, not when a white egret sails over a marsh like a messenger of gracefulness and fluidity from an ethereal dream world unknown to me. I will not be daunted by the scathing scorn of seditious scoundrels seething at the world, Not when a small boy sings his heart out on the streets of Dhaka, hoping for a morsel of food to survive. I will not be daunted by harrowing howls of hostility, by malcontent souls hurling hatred at the world. Not when an aspen tree's leaves shimmer golden hues in autumn in the morning light of lemony-colored sunbeams. I will not be daunted by the great avalanche of human despair, degradation, depravity, and destruction. Not when I can wrap my arms around myself in solitary silence and weep for the ineffable love, gratitude, and thrill I feel in my heart for the remarkable gift of being alive in a cosmos from which I was created by inexplicable phenomena too mystical for words. Anybody speak a foreign language? I'll try to do this one in a different language. Maybe.
Anyone? Anyone?
Yeah, any language, I'll try my best. This is called my secret. Pump it up, baby. This is my secret. My secret. Well, maybe, wait. You know, we're doing it extemporaneously, but that might not be quite in alignment with the poem. My secret. Get a little bit, new agey and, whatever you want. Go, maestro. Okay. I'm going to dance this one. I'm serious. No, that's all right. No, that's all right. Oh, you want to dance?
No, I can move.
Oh, I got it. Do you want to dance? Dance with me. My secret. I am in a trance. The world astonishes me. I lick its nectar and caress its rocks. Every bird is a messenger from a dream I have forgotten. Every cloud and every star anoint me with holiness. Nothing can tear loose the threads of freedom encircling me like a magic shroud. I am delirious with joy at being alive. Human voices are like psalms from an ancient temple. The wind drinks me, and I am unhinged from the last remnants of the past. The sea is temptation and desire, sending me swirling with imagination. Flowers make me weep with gratitude. I worship the sun and the glow of dawn. Colors stop me in my tracks with their regality and fire. Time does not own me. Possessions do not control me. Jealousy and self-aggrandizement slide into a deep cavern of irrelevance. The competitive nature of societies does not grab me with its talons. Death looms far away in another place that belongs not to my experiences. I eat luscious fruits and lunge into voluptuous waterfalls. Spring inflames my heart. Winter wraps itself around my life in reflective serenity. In autumn I drop my identity and leap into fallen leaves. I am not a man or a beast, not even a stunning assemblage of protoplasm. I am not a seeker or a dreamer, not even a thinker. They're coming to get me, I know. I'm paranoid. I'm really paranoid. My pants are falling down. Ladies, turn around, please. My path twists and curves around itself without explanation or reason. My body belongs not to me, but to the cosmos. My existence has no justification or required redemption. I believe in everything and in nothing. My life is a gift granted to me by creation This is my secret. Now we can speak freely to each other from our souls. If anyone would like to buy one of my books, it's $777.31. You need exact change. Am I supposed to? No, I don't.
You're supposed to introduce.
Introduce Jackie, my wife. Are you around? Jack? Oh no, she's still on the ring. No, I don't. Who am I supposed to introduce?
Carl's
Oh, would you
next.
like to come in?
I think it's Carl. Carl, yeah.
Oh, Carl Katie.
You want-
Here's a man. I don't need to read that stuff. Let me just say what it is. Carl Katie, somebody else can read. Carl Katie is one of the most genuine, heartfelt, soulful individuals with a great mind. He has tremendous humility. He's soft and sweet and receptive to all the waves and the little nuances of life, but he has a strong personality, an individual who's got courage to explore life and to examine things and to say what is the truth, but he doesn't impose it on other people. He's an incredible writer, poet. He's a very amazing, versatile person. He's a fecundary pardon my language. What's the word that you do? Fiduciary. I always think fiduciary. Forgive it. And he works with money. He has a beautiful son, a wonderful wife, and he has written books. He's just a very liberated, kind-hearted soul who will regale you with his personality, and I'd better stop now because I think he's an egoless entity. He's really a highly evolved person. May I kindly introduce Carl Katie to us.
I'm Carl Katie, and I'm going to read from my new book, Revenge of Nature, just published, available on Amazon, and also through me. I also have another book here, The Burning House, both books of poetry. The first poem I'm going to read is from this book, and I want to let you know this particular book is on a theme, and the theme is the incredible things we're facing in nature today. Climate change, COVID, and on and on and on. And each of these poems attempts to address it in a slightly different way. So the first poem is dedicated to my wife, Carol, who's standing over there with a camera. It's called In the Cavern of COVID. COVID-19 has assailed the planet. We are confined to our homes, driven into an almost subterranean world. As the plague year continues, I envision my beloved wife and I held captive deep in a cavern in the American Southwest. We have tumbled to the lowest point of a towering crevice of red rock, orange dirt, and desert brush. With each hour, our breathing is further impaired as the cavern air is permeated with particles of dust and destiny, clay and COVID, blown by high desert winds. From here, we wait, search, seek a way out of the cavern of COVID. Surveying the rock walls, I'm unable to find a pathway to the rim of the canyon, nor do I find a way out from exploring the underground labyrinth. But I do discover colorful stalactites, hanging like ancient scrolls. With patience, perseverance, and a little luck, I decipher their message. Gratitude will set you free. My wife remains my constant companion, and for that I am grateful. Each morning, we crisscross the canyon floor, traipsing over streams and occasional plants, discovering life in this inhospitable place. In the evenings, we sing songs of pain, life, and redemption until darkness pinches out the day and our fire expires in a wisp of smoke, a sip of hope. I am grateful for my wife's foresight as she speculates on possible trails spied near the rim of the canyon. She says, if we can get up there, we can get out of here. Her foresight is contagious, inspiring me to revisit the long discarded routes below. I am grateful for her diligence. She scavenges water and edible plants to save us thirst and hunger. And she cleans our corner of the crevice daily to prevent us from becoming one more layer of sediment pressed into one more layer of death. Thanks to my wife, I am confident that someday, somehow, the grateful winds, I will ride them all the way to the rim.
Can you read these, Carl?
Sure. This next poem, you may remember the incident. There was a few years ago on Christmas Day, there was a terrible event with a tiger in the San Francisco Zoo. Do you recall? This is a poem based upon that. It's called Tiger's Trail. Once outside the tiger pen, young men wave and shout. As the sun dims, the restaurant and gift shop glow like a warm Christmas beacon. Tatiana intends to stay on her side.
I put a blanket on the sand this winter day. Groups of seagulls surround me as if I were a chef about to serve delicacies. More gulls form circles around me, then the birds fly away as if one brain called them to the coming storm. The couple walks near a group of gulls further down the beach. Their presence frightens the birds. They scatter. I want to chastise these people, but no, I'm not the lord of this beach. I leave my spot among driftwood, see a lapse in doorways, no birds, butterflies, fish and pollywugs evaporate, grapes shrivel like wrinkled palms, flames like tongue-wrapped forests in duplicity, stars, planets cannot move, only the brutality of the distorted, extravagant sun. Soon, Earth will be deserted. Empty rivers, roiling seas. Crisis is never ending. This is how we live now. And this is called, where'd it go? Be Mean, Street Burn. Brown as bark, black as the universe. Walking down a midnight street, jumped by cops, tasered, rolled on sidewalk like a garbage can, fingers splayed, wings on the ground, skin scraped, raw patch, left to crumble. After a while, get up, can't stand, knees clubbed, head beating like a Louis Armstrong solo in Harlem, 1950. Audience looking like 1,000 knees, dark suits, dresses with black frill, baubles from ears. Louis, like a preacher, mesmerizes the audience. Richard Wright in the oven, charred. James Baldwin's The Fire Next Time. Cops breaking bodies. Young man shot in his black back. Back then, here again. And this one is called, where did it go? Alina Candelaria. Oh. Alina Candelaria. I thought it was an incantation, her name, the way she said it in the sing-song voice of a proud 5-year-old. Alina Amorosa Diaz Amorosa Candelaria. Or a jingle, the way her lips pursed perfectly in a subtle smile, vowels accentuated. She waits in the salon while Mother gets her hair cut. Shows me her leopard print vinyl coat, bubblegum pink polyester lining. Crosses her ankles, feet in ballet slippers. Hair, a cape down her back, quizzical brown eyes. Alina tells me her brother is in 4th grade and he's 16. Her father, Ernesto, is 16 too. Alina says, they are very old. Then she tells me a story. Once upon a time there was a little girl named Alina. Her mother, Sylvia, is having her hair cut. So Alina has to wait in the salon. Her mother cooks, her father builds fences, her brother eats pizzas and tacos. I ask her to draw a picture. Lines create a square house. Windows radiate light. Stick figures of Alina and Mother waving, father with hammer and nails. Figure of Hector eating a taco, but the house is sinking. Glass on the ground, broken door, tacos are burning. Stick figures disappear. Will Alina know about the deep rivers and that her mother had to learn to swim? Clothes on her back, another skin. Father in detention camp on floor, cold as fear. Alina Ramon Diaz Amorosa Candelaria. And then I'm going to read one more that I think is, oops, I can find it in this mess of poems that I seem to always have. It's called Depletion. Plunging into light, the day begins with sweat. Chopping wood, digging earth, hauling compost. Wheelbarrow overflows with wood chips raked between vegetable beds. I plant veggie starts and seeds, marigolds and lobelia. Rest in the garden, daffodils, promising yellows touch my head. In the distance, tractors eat soil. Chainsaws murder ancient redwoods, now ghosts thinner than air. Meadows stripped of miner's lettuce and dandelions, mustard and radish flowers. Streams, creeks, dry as bones, lakes, parched earth. Aquifers drained faster than nature can fill them, no water in wells. Animals disappear like ancient people. At night, I fill 2 large bowls with water. Every day, it's gone. Men and women harvest grapes at 3 a.m. under spotlights bright as moons. Generators shatter nights quiet. Workers prune vines during day in 90-degree heat. Hands calloused burned earth, cheeks red rashes. Pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, rodenticides in aquifers. Poison spreads throughout neighborhoods. Cancer, lupus, MS, Parkinson's, failed hearts. Toxins in creeks, streams, rivers eat our dreams. Land swallowed by money, power, deceit. Cars flood coast roads, block ocean views. Tasting rooms on the coast, in hills, on rural roads. Everywhere, wine glasses crack. Tear the earth as if it were the invader. Thank you.
Artuch is a lifelong professional intuitive who has given many thousands of readings. Lover of tarot and other oracles, she uses mystical tools to help illuminate the secret treasures that lie beneath the surface of conscious understanding. She has taught many workshops on tarot, divination, and intuitive arts. For Schiffer Publishing, she has co-created with her partner Victor, Tarot at a Crossroads, The Unexpected Meeting of Psychology and Sacred Mysteries, the Chakra Oracle. She has written other books, including Troubled Moon, Confessions of a Tarot Reader and the Mystic Spirit Tarot Playbook. For more info about Cooch, she invites you to visit her website, which is mysticsecrets.net. Help me welcome Cooch.
That wasn't enough. The Sacred Mysteries Chakra Oracle. And this is Lakshmi on the cover. And the book inside is this. And it's actual cards that you can do readings for self-discovery or tuning into your chakras or learning about what's going on inside of you. And I thought, well, for today, what would I want to talk about? And I thought, well, Lakshmi is the goddess of auspiciousness and good fortune and things that make people happy. So I thought, well, she'd be good to talk about. And then I thought, oh, but her husband, in the Hindu tradition, Lakshmi's husband is Vishnu, and he's the preserver, and he keeps everything moving forward, sustaining life and helping everybody stay healthy and on the planet. And I thought, well, we need to honor sustainability for our lifestyle, for our personal world, for the exterior world, the environment. So I thought I would read a little of what I've written about these two amazing deities because they represent such good things. And so I'll start with the in the book, because it's an oracle, it talks about how to converse with the oracle. I feel like I should be doing a dance or something to entertain you all, to make you smile. It's really, I mean, how could anybody follow you and like not want to run? So I feel like, oh my God, I need to get out a trumpet or do something. I can't just read. But I guess that's what you're going to get. Sorry. So there's keys for interpreting the cards that include body, mind, and spirit insights to help people tap into how to learn more about their inner self and their chakras. But I'm just going to read about second chakra, which most people are really interested in because it's the chakra of our connections, our intimacy, our family, our lovers. Different than the heart chakra, which everybody goes, oh, I want to open my heart chakra. Opening the heart chakra represents tuning into compassion and unconditional love. The second chakra is like, let's get it on. I want to know you more. Can you marry me? That's more second chakra. So preservation is our families. So second chakra is also about, keeping the life force and procreating and having family. But, okay, so this is Peter Velterbeeder, who is a world-known artist of this tradition. And this is a picture of Vishnu.
Easily, gently, rhythmically, my awareness finds the eternal womb of creativity within me. This place in all existence from which all life comes. This moment, I am one with Goddess, Mother of all life. Her nurturing essence, holding all in her warm embrace. Relaxing, letting go, knowing she is with me always. Opening inner eyes to follow her soft illumination, opening my ears to receive her wise counsel, opening my heart, I receive her gentle love, accepting with gratitude all she gives, returning her love to all creation. Breathing, I open my eyes. For a couple of years, I wrote what I called mini meditations. And that was one. I mean, I wrote, by saying I wrote them, that was almost daily I wrote them. And if I didn't write one day, I'd write two the next. But this is another one with a visual part, visual inspiration. This is the inspiration for this.
It's in a dress.
It's described. Blue dress hanging on the door. Christmas bell hanging there too. Black dress peeking around the edges. Longs to swirl around a dance floor. Body lying cold and still in her bedroom. Needs no dress to swirl around heaven. Liberated and free of earthly restraints, she dances forever in memory and love. My wife passed in December 21st last year. That's her dress on our bedroom door. Her dresses, I should say. So sorry for, not sorry. Little emotion there. Diane Lillian Savory, 11542, 12/21/20. I wrote it a week after her death, mourning my week's death, a week ago.
Can you speak up a little?
Yeah. And this is another this little shift. It has a visual thing too. I'll show it afterwards. So, sudden window knock. See dove feathers lightly fall. Hawk flies away fast. So, the picture. The dove feathers outside my window.
No.
This one hopefully is a little humorous. Bless you over and over and over until you're all well once again. Bless you until you're well all again. That's a lyric poem. Sitting here remembering these sounds over years. I love relaxing into my chair with memories flowing. I love being inspired, just being here, listening with tears. I love releasing and letting go into silence glowing. I love this emptiness, filled with light beyond my fears. I love this courage growing as I am consciously opening. I love being unabashedly myself as our life evolves. I love life in all its togetherness as we are growing. I love nature creating infinite, unending universes always. I love this ability to pull thoughts down into writing. I love the sight of rain running down the windows. I love the sight of wind-blown leaves freely moving. I love the feeling of life being here just as I am. And let's see, I came up with my conclusion here. I think I'll do that. And this is the culmination of the quest from the home of the ancestors, from this world and beyond. The home of those that were and are always with the child, guiding, nurturing, and supporting. So it goes like this. All is beautiful above me, all is beautiful below me. All is beautiful before me, all is beautiful behind me. All is beautiful all around me and within me. For I am home and everything is beautiful. All is beautiful above you, all is beautiful below you. All is beautiful before you, all is beautiful behind you. All is beautiful all around you and within you. For you are home and everything is beautiful. All is beautiful above us, all is beautiful below us. All is beautiful before us, all is beautiful behind us. All is beautiful all around us and within us. For we are home and everything is beautiful. So relax into the beauty of life each and every day, finding joy and beauty, peace and happiness, love and wisdom, and the power to be yourself.
Oh.
Thank you. Neil wants more. Come here, Neil. Come here. No, come here. We're going to do what you talked about. Come on.
Well, that's not
Come here,
X-rated thing we did at Mansfield.
Come here. I'll teach you. Remember? Life is good, right? Life is good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it kind of goes like this. It's a little two-step. If you want to stand up and do it too, you can. Life is good, and then it gets better. Life is good, and then it gets better. Life is good, and then it gets better. Every day, every way. Life is good, and then it gets better. Life is good, and then it gets better. Life is good, and then it gets better. Every day, and every way. Every way.
Well, thank you, everyone. This concludes our program.
Oh, yay! God bless poetry.
Thank you,
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie.